Degen Poker House, and welcome to the very first installment of Show Me Those Hands. We'll show you some of the best hands from our weekly home game at Degen HQ. If you haven't had the privilege of stumbling upon our channel before, we're just a bunch of dudes that play poker in a garage. So if you're looking for GTO poker, you have come to the wrong place. But if you're looking for crazy hands with a bunch of players who like to stir things up, welcome. Stay a while, and don't forget to subscribe for new poker content every week. My name is Tom, and I'll be your host. Let's get into this week's best. In one of our first hands, Bird raises things up to 15 with Ace-King, and I elect to just call with Ace-10. Flop is great, giving me top with a few spades on board. When it checks to me, I toss in a little under half pot. Marcello gets out of the way. It's a great price for Bird to stick around, and we go heads up to a turn. And it's not a great one, bringing 2 flush draws on board. Bird checks it over to me again, and I throw out 35 bucks, which is simply not enough with this texture. Bird proceeds to tank for 62.9 seconds before finally throwing in calling chips. The river sucks as it pairs the board twice, and Bird immediately shoves. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do here? He put my mind through the blender, and I toss away the winning hand. Touché. We'll remember that one, Birdie. On to the next, where I absolutely bink the nut straight on the button. A bunch of babies throw in $6. Nick raises things up to 25 bucks, and I toss in, yet again, an entirely too small of a re-raise to 45. The babies get out of the way, and Nick tosses in the call. The river is not ideal, and Nick goes all in for a little over 150. Of course, I'm never folding. And not only did we avoid the expected chop, we scoop against Nick's bluff. Respect the heart there, Nicky. Oh, how sweet. On this one, we have a family pot brewing. But Mike says, F your family, and bumps things up to 16 bucks. But this family sticks together. Most of us toss in the call, myself included, with the glorious 5-4 off suit. We got ourselves a chunky pot with 900 players. About as good a flop as I could hope for, giving me the open-ender. Our pre-flop aggressor checks it, as do Bird and Nick. I seize the opportunity to semi-bluff this pot. 50 bucks, and just like that, they all drop like flies. Thanks for the 100 bucks, fam. Here I'm in middle position and look down at Ace-King. I go for a small sizing here to get tricky, and I get 4 customers. Absolutely brick this flop, and it checks through to the turn. Another absolute brick, and it seems as though everyone has lost interest in this pot. Off to the river, and looky here, I've suddenly become interested with top. It checks over to Nicky Poo, and apparently he's become interested too. He throws out 15, and I think my hand is just too good here to not raise. I bump things up to 50, and would you look at that? We have a little pot brewing. It folds back around to Nick, and he... What? He raises to 100? What is even going on here? There are a grand total of 0 universes in which my hand is good. So naturally, I put in the terrible call. Nick turns over a full house. God damn it. Thanks for that ace, poker gods. A little bit later, I take a look at Queen 10 in the straddle. Matt, to my left, bumps things up to 20, and Mike and I come along. The flop isn't great, providing no more than a backdoor flush draw. I check it to Matt, who throws in 1/6 pot. So of course Mike and I are going to see a turn with any 2 cards. And what a lovely turn to see. I pair my queen, and I check it out of position. It checks to Mike, who is suddenly interested. He throws in 25 bucks. I elect to simply call, keeping Mike's bluffs alive. Matt gets out of the way, and we're off to the river. A good one indeed. I fill up. And of course I'm going to check this over to Mike, as he is more than likely to continue. Continue he does with a $45 wager. I'm going to overbet this pot, polarizing my hand, praying to get a weak call out of Mike. It's 80 more to him, and he knows something's fishy. I'm putting him on ace X of hearts here, and I know he'd want to make the hero call with that hand. Unfortunately, he finds the fold. Can't complain, I still profit 130 bucks on the hand. Mikey, let us know what you had in the comments. Here's another good one. I take a look down at Jack King offsuit, and a couple players call Marcello straddle before Bird tosses in a $15 raise. I make the call in the small blind, as do 4 other players. $92 in the middle, and we're off to a flop. I pair my king on a pretty safe board. No play other than checking here out of position. It checks over to Fabian, who throws out a $15 raise. Bird, Nick, and I throw in calling chips, and we're off to the turn. An innocuous 9 of spades peels off, and I send the action back over to Fabian. And lo and behold, he throws the rest of his stack in the middle. Bird lets his hand go, and Nick quickly calls behind him. Heads up, this is an easy call, but I elect to let this one go. As soon as I do, Fabian flips over a set of 9s. Nick loses with King 10. Nice hand, Fav-o. One of the last hands of the night, we're doing a bomb pot. And yes, we have all built up $1 million stacks. Nah, I was just too lazy to count stack sizes for this one. Anyway, I pick up 2 pair and get 30 more bucks out of Bird before he folds on the turn. A nice $80 boost to the stack to end the night. And that is a wrap for the first episode of Show Me Those Hands. We have plenty more to come here on the Degen Poker channel. Be sure to comment down below with what sorts of things you want to see more of. We're only getting started here. Smash those subscribe and like buttons, and we will see you in the next one.